We've got Bitcoin moving. So Bitcoin's in a bull flag. As we mentioned in yesterday's show, we talked about the bull flag. The bull flag target, if we get a breakout of this bull flag, is around $94,000, which is our short-term target for the current trade that we are in. Let's just dive into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's just go straight for it here. So basically, we took our entry here at around 83.8, 83.5 actually, and our target is at 94.1. And now we're consolidating inside of damn near picture perfect bull flag. Look at this. Look at this thing. I drew this line last night. I haven't updated it yet. It's actually, boom. Oops. Don't want to move that. Come on. Come here. Oh, trading view. Come on. Bring me my line. And look at that. Just picture perfect. So for those who don't know how to trade bull flags, basically you have the flag pull. You're going to take that flag pull and you're going to go with your conservative target at the bottom of the range, which our conservative target would be 91.4, and your extended bullish target is the area of the breakout, so that's 93.6. Just a general rule. I think we're still shooting for a little bit higher because I'm very bullish on Bitcoin as it stands right now, mainly because of sentiment. You know, we've said this time and time again. I sound like a broken record at this point, but when everybody is bearish, everybody is either short, they've sold and sitting on the sidelines. When the whole market is bearish, there's no more sellers left. There's no more sellers left. Who's left to sell if everybody in the market is bearish? That can only mean one thing. It means that the power of demand is revealed and takes over, and we move to higher levels. Why is SUI pumping today? We will take a look. I don't have any fundamental reason as to why it's pumping, but we'll take a look at the chart regardless. No man Lantinus. Oh man, I'm so bad at handles. Sorry, I butchered that. Hello from Thailand. Welcome. Hello from Dubai. I was just in Thailand. I was in Bangkok for a few weeks. Love Thailand, honestly. At this point, I just got to Dubai. I like Dubai. Dubai's pretty cool. But Thailand's one of my favorite countries. I love Thailand. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to some higher time frames. Let's turn alphanumerics on. Actually, let's go to the index chart. We don't need to be on the perps chart. Let's go to our good old index chart and let's turn alphanumerics on. We'll stay on the 4 hour just for a moment. So the 7, the 30, and the 50 are in bullish alignment. This is a good thing. This is what we want. So that's the blue in the 7, the red is the 30, and the 50 is the orange. We are in bullish alignment. When the slow moving average is on the bottom and the high moving average is on the top, that's bullish alignment. When it's the opposite, it's bearish alignment. Here is an example of bearish alignment. 7 under the 30, under the 50. Bullish alignment is good. We are in a healthy trend. We have healthy momentum. We can actually look at this almost like a channel at this point. Let's see if we can wrap a channel around the lows of the price action. Let's go with the close of this candle and see if any of this makes sense at all. Not really. You got somewhat of a channel that is forming. So with the channel in mind, you know, we could dip to 86, but ultimately I'm pretty bullish on this consolidation and I'm not looking for too many dips. If we were going to dip, let's actually take a look at things on the daily. We got our dip. We got our dip down to the 7. As we mentioned on yesterday's show, we said, if there's going to be a pullback, watch out for that 7-week average. The 7, when you're looking at the daily chart, think of the 7 as the weekly average, obviously, because it's 7. And then the 30 is the monthly average. The daily chart for the 7 and the 30 is a really powerful chart because when the weekly average price exceeds the monthly average price, that's showing a very healthy trend. That's showing a very healthy trend. And that's exactly where we're at right now. We have our bullish cross here on the daily. The weekly average price is higher than the monthly average price, indicating an uptrend. And we came down and tested it. I'm going to call that a test. It didn't even touch. When something tests and doesn't touch, it's actually more bullish because there's more people willing to get into that asset sooner. And they're willing to take the price at a higher price. They're not trying to get below the target. They're not trying to get at the target. They're like, this is going to be a heavily bidded area. I want to make sure my order gets filled. I'm going to go a little bit less aggressive. Let's catch up with the chat. Let's see how we're doing on the chat, actually. Let's see how we're doing with everything. Live stream looking good. 6 people watching so far. And on Restream, things are a little bit slower on Restream. Waiting for bullish divergence in D. I guess that you mean daily? So you're expecting, you're wanting a retest. We already got a bullish divergence on the day. That's what's playing out right now. We've got to have a divergence here. We have a low, and we have a lower low, and we have a low, and we have a higher low. And that's playing out as it seems. Now, you know, your idea is totally not off the table. If we came down here, got something like this with an extended target on RSI, then you would get a low and a higher low, a low and a lower low. And then that would be a good indicator as well. But I think that we are bullish. I think that Bitcoin is bullish, and I'm not going to get in the way of Bitcoin. I don't see us having any sort of slowdown once we get beyond this level right here. We're probably going all the way to 94, 95. With maybe even the extended target up to 97.5, which would be great. Again, using market sentiment as your guiding star, as your guiding light, the more bearish the market is, the more bullish you should be. Cheers from Mexico, Mauricio Lopez. Good to see you. It's late. It's late in Mexico. I guess it depends where you are. It's not too late, actually. All right. Let's briefly take a look at the weekly. I always need to change the chart on the weekly because it renders, the index renders so poorly on the weekly. We still need to get above the 7. See how the 7 held us as resistance? We rallied up to the 7 and then we sold off. So the best case scenario, we have about 4 days left in this candle. If we can close this candle above 89, we're looking fantastic. We're looking fantastic. If we can close this candle above 89, you might get a retest candle on the next week. But after that, it's ready to hit our targets of at least 94. At least 94. And we could be going as far as this downward sloping target. These dots here represent our bull market, bear market bias. Yes, I am bullish when the indicator is bearish. You know, anyways, the indicator is bearish and I am bullish, but that's driven on sentiment. The indicator that I'm referring to here is this red wave. When the wave is red, your technical bias is bearish. But I will override it personally sometimes when, again, sentiment is so low. The bearish people are out and they're like, no, the bull market's done. We're not going to rally any higher. And then the bullish people are speaking about targets that are just so easily achievable. Like the bullish people are like, oh, we're going to go to 150. We're going to go to like 175, 140. So even the bullish people are, in my opinion, bearish because they're only targeting, 140 for this cycle. What was I saying? What was the point I was trying to make? Oh, yes. So yeah, our bias for this red wave will flip as soon as one of these dots is breached. Every week we get a lower price on these dots. So currently the price is 105. Next week it'll be, whatever, 103. We don't know. Every week it goes to a lower price. So every week it gets easier and easier for our technical bias to flip back to bullish. All right, let's see how the rotation is. Bitcoin dominance still at an uptrend, still sitting at 61.71% dominance, and looking like it wants to climb higher. If Bitcoin breaks out, this is going to climb higher. We haven't reached the point where when Bitcoin makes when Bitcoin makes a 5% move in an altcoin season, like a true altcoin season, if Bitcoin makes a 5% move, altcoins make a 15% move. We haven't seen that yet. We're still at that point where if Bitcoin makes a 5% move, the alts make a 5% move, or the alts make, a 6% move. Like it's kind of lackluster, and they're much more willing to give it back. The alts are much more willing to go down in price than they are to go up in price. Obviously, Bitcoin is the DJ, and as Bitcoin continues to climb, it creates investor confidence in the altcoin space, and they climb. But again, it's not altcoin season until this chart is in a downtrend. This chart needs to be falling. It's very, very plain and simple. Like, look at this. This is altcoin season. Look at this cascade. This is altcoin season. Okay. It's not hard to identify. It's very, very easy to identify when we're in altcoin season. It's not some mystery. It's not some technical thing that's up for interpretation. It's glaringly obvious. And when you look at the prior altcoin seasons, like this was an altcoin season, there was a 2 impulse altcoin season, 1 impulse, 2, boom, done. Cascade to the downside. Here's another altcoin season, cascade to the downside. It's not hard to spot. This was the 2017 run, 1 impulse, 2 impulse, 3 impulse, 4 impulse. Massive, massive, massive moves to the downside on Bitcoin dominance. And what are we looking at here? Nothing even close to that. Nothing even close to that. We have tight, small candles. Every candle that is red is a small candle. Every candle that is green is a large candle. That should tell you everything that you need to know about altcoin season. It ain't here. $22 people watching over all the streams. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on Rumble. That's a new addition. And of course, we're streaming on X. Most of the viewers on today's stream are on X. That is surprising to me. So, wow. Twitter. You gotta pay attention to Twitter. I'm not the best Twitter user. I'm much more of a YouTube guy, but it's interesting to see that most of the people watching right now are watching on Twitter. That's cool. All right. So with the bias and the understanding that altcoins are not in a altcoin season just yet, we can take a look at some of the alts. We're going to skip the top 3 because we covered XRP, Solana, and Cardano in yesterday's stream. So if you missed that, go and check out that stream. But we'll take a look at some of the coins that you guys requested. So we already had one person wanting us to take a look at SUI. So we'll take a look at SUI. CRV looks like it wants to fly. Twacker. Zhao AI, Twacker. You got some obscure watch lists there, Sal. H bar, yeah, we'll take a look at H bar. That's another one that's been getting a lot of love recently. All right, we'll start off with SUI. Let's go over here and let's take a look at SUI. SUI pumping, more like a recovery rally. So, you know, as I've laid out in the past, when we are below this line, we are bearish. So there's nothing really to get too excited about SUI on. And when we are above this line, we're bullish. So the moment we get above 3,700 sats, that's the moment that we get bullish on SUI. For those who are new to the channel, which, you know, given the volumes in the market, everybody watching today has probably already seen me before, and you're a longtime viewer of the show. You know that I like to follow the Bitcoin comparative, especially when we are experiencing that rotation. Bitcoin's been in an uptrend the entire bull market. We haven't seen altcoin season the entire bull market, and now we're trying to spot the rotation. The best way that you can spot the rotation is by using the Bitcoin comparative. Do not look at dollar prices. Do not look at dollar prices. It's just not important. It's not going to help you. You want the truth, look at Bitcoin. So yeah, nothing noteworthy. What we need to see here on SUI, and what I think will likely happen, is we'll probably get some sort of a rounding, because it's already done it so many times. We've got a rounding bottom here, we got a rounding bottom here, so we'll probably get a rounding bottom here. That'll bring us up and out of this line. We'll get some sort of a retest. Your entry, your best entry is right here. When I say best entry, I obviously don't mean best price. Your best price is at the bottom of the rounding bottom. It's just buying the bottom of the rounding bottom has the most amount of risk. This is when acceleration takes place. So the moment that you make an entry into SUI, it's just ready to go. So, you know, you pay for that privilege. You lose all of this price action, but you pay for the privilege of just getting into a position, and then from that point forwards, all you're experiencing is upside, which is really good for a trader's psyche. You know, this is a mental game. Everything about trading is a mental game. So that's SUI. CRV, haven't heard that one in a while. Curve. Does Curve even have apps anymore? Are people even using Curve? I see what you see. I see what you see. Yes, this is an interesting chart. It does look like it's ready to go. Nice spot, Mauricio. Nice spot. This one's, yeah, I don't know. I won't be buying it, not because I don't think it's a good token. It's just over diversification. There's no such thing as diversification in crypto, like at all. It's just Bitcoin on leverage. That's it. That's the only, like when you buy an altcoin, it's simply Bitcoin on leverage. So yes, I agree with you. I agree with your analysis. This does look peppy. This does look like it's ready to move. I'm just explaining how I won't be buying it just because, you know, I'm exposed to other parts of the sector, other parts of the market. And, you know, you can't buy everything. And there's no point in buying everything because everything moves the same. When altcoins are moving, they're all moving. But yeah, this is a nice little setup. So for those who are unaware, we've got kind of a Wyckoff setup here. You've got your seller's climax, your automatic rally. Oh God, I wish I had a pen sometimes. Yeah, that's legible, totally legible. Automatic rally and your secondary test. Ooh, that one's not too bad. And that identifies the range. Now you have our sign of strength and our backup. So from a Wyckoff point of view, it's go time, man. If you want to pay for confirmation, you could take a probe position here on the backup. The backup could take a few weeks to play out. If you wanted to just be a participant on acceleration, you would buy here. So, something like this happens, and then eventually it gets up. As soon as you pass that line, the prior high, that's the acceleration phase as far as the Wyckoff method is concerned. So yeah, not too bad. Looking pretty good. Let's actually add this to the list. Let's add this to our list. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on CRV. H-bar. Actually, we'll briefly take a look at Twacker. If you guys haven't already created a Blackbox account, just go to blackbox.pro and set up an account. Once you have logged into your free dashboard, all we need is an email and a password. Once you've logged into your free dashboard, click the Join Community tab, the Join Discord tab, and that'll get you into the VIP area of Discord, where we are sharing all of our market alpha, where we are sharing, why did I type Discord? That's not what I want, because I have Discord on the brain. All of our market alpha, all of our trade setups, all of our short-term, long-term trades, our altcoin trades, all of that is happening for free for you in the Discord. All that we ask is that if you take a trade on a centralized exchange, that you take that trade on the centralized exchanges that we are partnered with. BitGet, Blowfin, and Bybit are our partners. Yeah, that's all we ask. It's 100% free to you. So we will see you guys in the Discord. Twacker was me joking about Twitter. You're in crypto when, right? You can just hear anything and assume it's a ticker somewhere. All right, we'll take a look at H-bar. All right, H-bar. So H-bar, fun little fact about H-bar, we're big track bulls here. Or at least I'm a big track bull. I'm very bullish on track and tap, the track and tap protocol. The consensus mechanism of tap is the same consensus mechanism of H-bar. So high throughput, I think it's a DAG, decentralized aggregated governance or something like that. Very similar to Bitcoin Liquid as well. It's kind of like a federation model. But anyways, that's too nerdy. Let's just take a look at the price here. Yeah, H-bar's been getting a lot of love. Let's go to a longer chart. Binance is definitely going to have a longer chart here. Yeah, we had it here. That was a good buy. If you bought at 7 cents at the break of this downward sloping line of resistance. Yeah, look at this. So I've been hearing a lot of people shilling H-bar. And when these moves happen, these these week after week after, this is a month of just euphoria. When a month of euphoria hits the community, all they talk about is that coin. Not realizing that, we could be, you're in a local downtrend, and B, we could chop sideways here while we reaccumulate for several months. I need a little bit more structure personally to see get developed here, like I want to at least see that this support level is going to hold. We haven't held any support level so far, right? It's in a downtrend. So if we can hold this support level, that's step one. Then you need to see a little bit of, ideally a rounded bottom. Rounded bottoms are perfect. If we get a rounded bottom transitioning into an uptrend, that's perfect. And then if you get a breakout above this level, that is your acceleration buy. So you can probe position through here, but that acceleration happens here. So the moment H bar gets above 35 cents, it's heading to the upside. So yeah, H bar is looking good. So many charts look like this, by the way. We're really gaining the privilege of being able to lean on Wyckoff style analysis, because everything's giving us this sign of strength backup phase vibe, which is indicating to me again that we're getting very close to this altcoin season happening. When these backup phase is the last chance. Just for context, the backup phase on a Wyckoff accumulation, that's the last chance to buy. So once you break out of this consolidation, once you get above that, you leave the accumulation range and you're in phase E, which is the markup phase. Markup just means price go up, number go up. And that's the most exciting phase. So, that'll be the lead in to altcoin season. Pretty much every altcoin that we've looked at today has a similar structure of this. So that's interesting. That's interesting. We're definitely, things are brewing. Things are brewing. Let's open this up. Slide that over.